Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another live Q&A. I did a small test stream just before this one. Not sure if you guys were part of that. If not, no problem because well, in fact it's good because I was just trying to test few things. I was trying to see if I can share audio if I play some video on the stream. So yeah, and the reason why I was trying to do that is because I wanted to try do something different here. So recently I got some of the videos in my feed are related to the truth behind study abroad, and some of the videos are really good, and the kind of information that they are providing is very good. But then there are some videos where they just talk about things which I do not agree with, and um, and it's not like if I do not agree with that, it's a false statement. It could be right, but again, it depends from person to person how you would want to see it, and if the research has been done right, you can still believe those things. But if you just focus on small set of people and their opinions and views, then maybe it won't be that good of a video. So that's what I personally believe in, and I wanted to share my thoughts around those things. So yeah, that's what I wanted to try in this live Q&A today. So I will wait for a few more people to join, and hi Rupa. So yeah, I will wait for a few more people to join, and then I can start looking into some of the questions. If you have any, you can post it in the chat. If not, I will probably just go through one of the videos, and I will share my thoughts there. And there might be some technical glitches, it might not go as planned, so do let me know if you have any issues, and I will try to resolve those things. I'm just trying to adjust the screen here because if I play something on my main screen, I won't be able to see the health of the stream. So I want to make sure that I'm monitoring that as well. And also I need to look at the chat. So if I just look at OBS, the chat is very laggy and I have to wait for a very long time to be able to see how the chat is doing. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to adjust here. I will put it on a smaller screen here. I don't really want to see the chat in OBS, but I would like to see it in the YouTube analytics. So yeah, this should work. Yeah, this should be fine, I think. Maybe not. All right, so I will share my screen and we can probably start talking about study abroad. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm doing it. I have not done it before. I have no experience in this, and I don't know uh, how good or bad it will be, but I just want to share my thoughts here. And 2 months back, I did make this video here where I uh, so this video from, I again forgot the channel's name, but this video came in my feed and I was like, okay, let's take a look at this. And I realized that the research that was done, it was not very good. And at the end, the statement was made, and the statement was, if you're going to study abroad, you need to only go to best universities in the world and nothing below that. And I do not agree to that statement because it also depends on person to person how well they are able to make most out of the resources that a university is providing, and also luck plays its part there as well. So yeah, that's what I thought about that video, but I highly recommend checking out that video if you haven't watched that video, because you will get a very good understanding about what plays a part in finding a job, and not just the ranking of the university. But recently, one more video from Mohak Mangal's channel. So I have watched some of his videos and I find those videos very informative, and his research is actually good. So I personally feel like I can trust the kind of content that he makes. So this video came into my feed and I was like, okay, let's see now what Mohak has to say about study abroad. And I don't know much about his background and what he has done in the past. What is his education? Has he studied abroad or not? I don't know about all those things. But the kind of research he did, I personally felt like was good. So I will go through this video along with you guys, and I will provide my comments where necessary, and then we will discuss at the end if you have any thoughts. So yeah, let me start this video, and again let me know in the chat if there are any issues with the audio.
30,000 और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में करीब 80,000। 2023 में इतने इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स इन देशों में गए थे। इन टोटल 13 लाख इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स देश के बाहर पढ़ाई करने गए थे। स्टूडेंट्स जो ये 4 देशों में गए थे, उन्होंने ऑन एवरेज हर साल 32 लाख रुपए खर्च करे थे। इतने पैसे खर्च करने के बावजूद कई स्टूडेंट्स खुश नहीं हैं।
And yeah, these are the four most popular destinations for study abroad, and for good reason, because all of them are English speaking countries, and it's easy for Indians to pick up English because most of our education is in English medium schools, so you don't really have to pick up any new language, so you can just use your existing knowledge, skills, and thanks, Rupa, for confirming that audio is working fine. Um, I have something in the comments which says, "Bro, channel grow नहीं हो रहा, कोडिंग रिलेटेड भी कंटेंट डाल रहा हूँ पर कोई अच्छा रिस्पांस नहीं मिल रहा." Um, I don't know. I think it depends a lot on how you were explaining things, because previously I used to think that there are so many programming channels out there, and if you make a programming content, it might not work very well. But the thing is, if you if you know how to do things differently, add your flavor to it, maybe use some different visuals, maybe use a different way of teaching rather than just explaining what's happening on the screen, then I think people will find your content useful. So I can probably very quickly go to your channel and see what you have there. But yeah, I'm not a YouTube guru. I don't know much about YouTube as well. My channel is uh, not growing much as well, so I don't know. I can't really comment on what kind of content you should make. For me, I just want to make content so that I can help people, and that's why I do these live Q&As often, so that people can find something useful here. So that's what keeps me motivated to go about. And yeah, I mean, if you get more subscribers, more views, more likes, it definitely helps to stay motivated. But my motivation comes from some of the good comments that people make, that they find my content helpful. And if I'm able to do that, that's what keeps me going. And yeah, I mean, if that is the motivation, it will be a lot more easier. But if you just focus on those numbers, it might not work out that well. Anyways, so let's continue this this video. And I was saying, yes, those are the four countries which are very popular simply because they are English speaking countries, and you can use your existing language knowledge to go to those countries and do well. And also the job market is quite big in those countries.
Employed. I don't have a job here.
Indians have become one of the largest group of immigrants.
I'm sitting and crying in someone else's house.
I hope to stay there and I hope to make a life for myself there.
Literally, I was homeless. So I decided to pack my stuff and move to India.
तो अगर लाखों रुपए खर्च करने के बावजूद स्टूडेंट्स खुश नहीं हैं, तो वो बाहर क्यों जा रहे हैं? स्पेशली ऐसे एनवायरनमेंट में जब इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के खिलाफ कई वायलेंट अटैक्स हो रहे हैं.
Why are students from India?
And yeah, this is also very important because these days I think you might already know that there is a lot of racism against Indians, and it is being accepted uh, worldwide, and it's very normal, and nobody even speaks about it. And it's not just other country, people within India. So recently I saw this news that a 6 or 7 year old girl got attacked in Ireland. And I went to the comment section and I was seeing what people have to say. And people were like, yeah, you should go back to your home country, why are you here, and things like that, which didn't make any sense. And I was like, how can you just accept that? If that had happened to someone else, people would have been like, oh, how can someone do this to a small kid, and things like that. So that is becoming normal these days. So that is something which you need to keep in mind. So whenever you are researching about study abroad, don't just look at the job market and things like that. Also look at these kind of things like racism and stuff. So I highly recommend researching about those things as well.
Or of Indian origin dying in America.
पर कुछ स्टूडेंट्स की कहानी बहुत ही पॉजिटिव है.
Moving here has been a very good decision, I would say.
अब दोनों स्टूडेंट्स की बहुत अलग कहानी है, तो उनमें से गलत कौन है या फिर दोनों सही हैं? जब दुनिया में कई लोग इंक्लूडिंग फेमस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स इंडिया की स्टोरी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो क्या हर साल 32 लाख रुपए खर्च करके बाहर जाकर पढ़ाई करना वर्थ इट है या फिर नहीं?
So again, very good point he made here. For some people it is worth it, for some people it's not, because at the end of the day I think everyone is trying to find a job after they finish their studies, and people who are able to find it, it was worth it. But for people who couldn't find a job, it wasn't worth it. And it makes sense, because when you're spending so much money, when you're investing so much resources, and if at the end of the day you're not able to achieve what you came abroad to achieve, I think it's very normal that you would say that it was not worth it. But I think he will talk about those things as well in his video, that it's not just about those things, there are other things as well, like quality of life and things like that. So we'll talk about those things as and when we go.
सबसे पहले आज की सिचुएशन समझ लेते हैं। पिछले साल 13 लाख इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स अब्रॉड गए थे। इनमें से 65% स्टूडेंट्स इन 4 देशों में गए थे। पर ऐसे कई स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो ऐसे भी देश जा रहे हैं जिनके बारे में आपने शायद नाम ही ना सुना। मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स ने 2022 में ये सर्कुलर रिलीज किया था। 14,000 इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स किर्गिस्तान में पढ़ाई कर रहे थे, जहाँ वो मोस्टली MBBS की डिग्री लेने जाते हैं। 6,000 स्टूडेंट्स इटली में, 9,300 स्टूडेंट्स बांग्लादेश में, 2,000 से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स ताइवान में और 93 स्टूडेंट्स तो वेनेजुएला में भी थे, एक साउथ अमेरिकन देश जिसको शायद जाने के लिए 30 घंटे लग जाते हैं। 38% स्टूडेंट्स 4 इंडियन स्टेट्स से हैं, पंजाब, महाराष्ट्र, तेलंगाना और आंध्र प्रदेश। पंजाब और महाराष्ट्र तो आप में से कई लोगों ने गेस कर लिया होगा, पर आप शायद ये नहीं जानते होंगे कि पंजाब की तरह आंध्र प्रदेश और तेलंगाना में भी कई लोगों का सपना होता है अब्रॉड जाना। गोवा और केरला भारी संख्या में स्टूडेंट्स को ना भेज रहे हो, पर एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ उनकी पॉपुलेशन भारी तादाद में इन स्टेट से भी स्टूडेंट्स बाहर जा।
And yeah, it is true because I have seen this in the UK. I can't comment on other countries, but I have seen this in the UK. And when I was going from King's Cross railway station to Heathrow Airport, there were some metro stations where I could see the name of the station in a different language, and that language was one of the South Indian language. Of course, I do not know a lot of South Indian language. Well, I don't know any South Indian language, to be honest. So I couldn't recognize which language was that, but it was written in one of the South Indian languages. So that shows that how many people are there in the UK from some of these states. And when I was applying for my master's, I was talking to one of the person from Tamil Nadu, I think, and he was saying that there was this XYZ university which didn't allow him to apply for data science course there, is because they were not accepting any applications from a particular state. So yeah, it happens here as well, and there are quite a lot of people in the UK from some of these South Indian states. Having said that, it's not like there aren't any North Indian people here. Within my batch, there were few people from Gujarat, Delhi, Jaipur, and places like that. So yeah, quite a lot of people from North India as well. I've heard a lot about people doing MBBS degree in other countries these days. I wonder how it works when you have to practice. Do they need different license and stuff? But it's growing these days. Yeah, I have also heard a lot about these MBBS degrees, but I just have no knowledge about how those things work and how do they manage those things. I think after getting an education, they probably will have to just get a certificate or something, or maybe just some approval, and probably after that they will be able to practice, I guess, but I don't know how exactly it works.
जाते हैं 60% स्टूडेंट्स एक मास्टर्स डिग्री के लिए जाते हैं, जबकि 33% स्टूडेंट्स अपनी बैचलर्स के लिए। ये मत समझना कि इंडियन स्टूडेंट की संख्या बाहर जाने के लिए कम हो रही है। अगले 2 सालों के दौरान अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है कि 7% की ग्रोथ होगी इस नंबर में। पर ऐसा तो है नहीं कि इंडिया में कॉलेजेस की कमी है। हमारे देश में 1200 यूनिवर्सिटी,
But most of the universities are not good. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of colleges, but or universities, but if you are from IITs, NITs, and those kind of universities, I think it's fine. But apart from that, if you go to some tier 3 college or university, they're just not good.
है और करीब 50,000 कॉलेजेस हैं। तो फिर इंडियंस क्यों अब्रॉड जा रहे हैं? इस क्वेश्चन को पहले गहराई से समझते हैं और फिर हम बात करेंगे कि जो सपना लेकर जाते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, वो एक्चुअली सच होता है उनका। पहला कारण है कि इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ का कंपटीशन एस्केप करना चाहते हैं। गौरव मुंजाल, जो अनअकैडमी के को फाउंडर है, उन्होंने कहा था कि इंडिया में एग्जाम सिस्टम एक टूर्नामेंट की तरह है।
I don't, internally also we don't think we are in the education business, we think we are in this tournament business.
और वो सच बोल रहे हैं। इंडिया में एक अच्छे कॉलेज में घुसना एक टूर्नामेंट पॉइंट जीतने से कम नहीं है। 2023 में नीट का यूजी एग्जाम दिया था 20 लाख लोगों ने 1,40,000 MBBS और डेंटल सीट्स के लिए, यानी कि 7% एडमिशन रेट। जेई मेंस के लिए 11 लाख लोग compete करते हैं 23 IITs में 17,000 सीट्स के लिए, यानी कि करीब 4
Yeah, it's true because when I took GATE, I qualified GATE twice, and the first time when I did, I think I was in 7th semester of my bachelor's, and my rank was around 10,000. And when I did the second time, my rank was around 5,000 ish. So considering that there were like 1 lakh people writing those exams, and then you still get in top 5% or something like that. But then even after that, you're not able to get a good university. So that suggests that the competition is quite high, and it is so much difficult to get in some of these good universities. So that probably suggests why it's easier to go abroad and study in some of the really good universities. I did my master's from Newcastle University, and Newcastle University is in top 150 in the world. So it's a good university, and I personally was very satisfied with the kind of experience I had at that university. But I can't say the same if I had been to some of the tier 3 universities in India for my master's.
4% एक्सेप्टेंस रेट। यूपीएससी का प्रीलिम 10 लाख लोग लिखते हैं और रैंक लिस्ट में आते हैं बस 1000 लोग। इंडिया में ये एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स एक फिल्टर की तरह काम करते हैं। जो भी ये फिल्टर पास कर लेता है उसको जिंदगी भर के लिए एक रेडीमेड ट्राइड एंड टेस्टेड थप्पा मिल जाता है। ये जो ब्रांडेड स्टैंप आपको मिलता है ये आप जॉब्स के लिए भी यूज कर सकते हो और शादी के लिए भी। जैसे हैदराबाद के एक स्टार्टअप फाउंडर लक्ष्मण पपिनेनी ने कहा कि इन्वेस्टर्स उनके आइडिया पर नहीं बल्कि एंटरप्रेन्योर पर बाजी मारते हैं। अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर आईटी ग्रेजुएट मिला
Your workflow is important to us. Please wait indefinitely.
With Monday.com's intuitive work
तो ज्यादा टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि ये बोलने के बाद कि आप एक आईटी ग्रेजुएट हो आपको किसी को ये प्रूव करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि आप कितने मेहनती हो या फिर कितने स्मार्ट हो। आईटी ग्रेजुएट बोलना ही काफी है। हमारे समाज में इस ब्रांडिंग का इतना क्रेज है कि एक सेपरेट वेबसाइट बन गई है शादियों के लिए, IIT-IIM मैट्रिमोनियल वेबसाइट, जिसके ब्रांड एम्बेसडर है करण जौहर।
Register on IIT-IIM-Shadi.com.
पर सबसे
That's crazy.
स्मार्ट लोग ये IIT-IIM लोग नहीं जो इस वेबसाइट के जरिए शादी कर रहे हैं, बल्कि इस वेबसाइट के फाउंडर है जो खुद IIT से नहीं है, पर उन्होंने एक बिजनेस जरूर बना दिया है इन लोगों से पैसा कमाने की। जो इस फिल्टर को पास नहीं करता उनके लिए बच जाते हैं कुछ प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस। समस्या ये है हमारे देश में कि हमारे पास कोई मिडिल क्लास नहीं है कॉलेजेस की। या तो वो IIT-IIM जैसे कॉलेजेस हैं जिनका क्रेज हमारे समाज में बहुत ज्यादा है, या फिर ऐसे कॉलेजेस जिनकी हालत बहुत खस्ता है। मोस्ट इंडियन कॉलेजेस की क्वालिटी का अंदाज लगाने के लिए आप ये देख सकते हो कि एक एवरेज इंडियन नौजवान के कैसे स्किल्स हैं। अब जो मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ ना वो आपको शॉक कर देगा। 15 से 29 साल के नौजवान।
Yeah, Ayush. Yeah, it's going good. I just found this video and recently watched this video from Mohak Mangal, and I felt like this video is very good. So I wanted to share this with everyone, and whoever is planning to do masters abroad, I think they should really check out this video. So I thought I will just share this video here, and I also wanted to share some of my thoughts. So yeah, just wanted to watch it here.
उनका एक टेस्ट लिया गया। इस टेस्ट में पता चला कि मोस्ट लोग एक ईमेल भी नहीं भेज सकते अटैचमेंट के साथ। कुछ स्टेट्स में तो 20% से ज्यादा नौजवान ही ये चीज कर पाए, बहुत कम लोग।
And yeah, this is very, very true. And sometimes I still see it because some of the emails that I receive, they are just not good enough. And people, they have done their bachelor's and things like that, but they don't know how to write an email. What is CC, what is BCC, and things like that. So it's just very surprising to see they did their bachelor's but don't even know how to send an email. And when I joined Infosys, they literally taught everyone how to send an email, because I think even they knew that people coming out of university, they don't know how to send an email. So it was very interesting, and I totally agree with his point. I think I have watched it as well. Did it come out some time back? What was your thoughts? Yeah, I think it's a fairly old video, but it came to my feed quite recently. And yeah, I'm just sharing my thoughts on each of the points that he made in this video. But overall, I think it's a very good video, and I agree to most of the points that he made in this video, in a very well researched video also.
कॉपी पेस्ट करना जानते हैं और उससे कम लोग एक सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल और कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं अपने पीसी पर। ये हमारा देश का भविष्य है, जहां हम एआई और चैट जीपीटी की बात कर रहे हैं, पर हमारा नौजवान एक ईमेल भी नहीं भेज सकता अटैचमेंट के साथ। इसलिए इतना सरप्राइजिंग नहीं है जब रिपोर्ट आती है कि बस 7% इंडिया के बिजनेस ग्रेजुएट्स एक्चुअली एम्प्लॉयबल है। एक दूसरी रिपोर्ट में ये नंबर जरूर बेहतर थे। उन्होंने दिखाया कि सारी डिग्रीज में MBA और BCom ग्रेजुएट सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयबल है, पर वो रिपोर्ट भी कहती है कि 40% ऐसे ग्रेजुएट्स एम्प्लॉयबल नहीं होते। कॉलेज जाने के बाद
This was surprising to me, because I used to think that maybe these technical degrees like BTech and similar degrees might have uh, more people in the job market and be able to find the job, but seems like MBA and BCom is the popular one. But I think, yeah, these days I'm seeing number of people from my family trying to go for BCom rather than BTech, so probably it makes sense. I think now the trend is shifting from BTech related courses to BCom, and after that maybe MBA. I feel like this guy makes a lot of valid points, and want India to move forward and grow, but only if people and politicians could think that way. Yeah, I agree. Some of his videos that I have watched, they are really good, and he makes some really good points. Only if we learn from them and make better decisions and move forward in the right direction.
बाद कई बीकॉम ग्रेजुएट्स को पता चलता है कि उनकी डिग्री में इतनी स्कोप नहीं है, या तो उनको सीए करना पड़ेगा या एमबीए या फिर गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम की तैयारी। इंडियन इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस की हालत तो और भी खस्ता है। कई करिकुलम में ये सिखाया जा रहा है कि एक फ्लॉपी डिस्क, प्रिंटर और कीबोर्ड क्या होता है। प्रोफेसर प्रेम व्रत, जो आईआईटी रुड़की के
I think these are the things you should teach in school, and that too in early days of school. So if you are in, let's say, first, second, third class, where, because these days all the kids have access to mobile phones and computers and laptops. Well, not all, but quite a lot of kids. And if they are going to school, obviously they will have access to these things in school. So these are the things which they need to teach in school rather than in your bachelor's degree.
पुराने डायरेक्टर थे, उन्होंने कहा कि देश में कई कॉलेजेस तो बन रहे, पर वो सब बनावटी हैं। इन कॉलेजेस का फोकस रहता है अच्छी बिल्डिंग्स बनाना, पर वो ये भूल जाते हैं कि करिकुलम और फैकल्टी की भी जरूरत होती है अच्छे कॉलेज में। इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस की रेगुलेटरी बॉडी AICTE का कहना है कि अच्छे इंजीनियरिंग एजुकेशन के लिए स्टूडेंट टीचर रेशियो 15:1 होना चाहिए, पर पूरे देश की एवरेज 28:1 है, जबकि कुछ स्टेट्स जैसे बिहार में 68:1 और झारखंड में 81:1 फॉर्म।
And yeah, this is true, because when I did my bachelor's, in one batch we had like 120 students in one batch. But again, that doesn't directly translate to number of faculty per students, or number of students per faculty. It doesn't translate to that. But again, I can still think that it might still be around 60 to 80, if not more than that. Education standard just need to go up on a whole, actually. Yeah, definitely. And Rupa and I, we talk about this quite a lot, that the problems that India is facing, I think most of them can be solved using education. So if they just improve the quality of the education and things they teach to kids in schools, it will just improve the quality of people who are coming into the job market, and in general their sense of handling things and some practical skills.
फॉर्मर IIM अहमदाबाद प्रोफेसर वी रघुनाथन ने कहा था कि इंडिया में कई कॉलेजेस एक्चुअली एक रियल एस्टेट रैकेट है.
How to translate your thoughts into words faster. How to speak up more.
क्योंकि इन कॉलेजेस को
Have you seen that the Russell Group universities are? Yeah, I think I heard something about Newcastle University as well. I think there are other universities as well. So I did hear about this, that some of the Russell Group universities are opening campus in India.
कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं पॉलिटिशियंस और बिल्डर्स. ब्रिजभूषण सिंह, फॉर्मर रेसलिंग प्रेसिडेंट, जिन पर आरोप लगाया गया कि उन्होंने कई फीमेल रेसलर्स को सेक्सुअली हरास किया, उनके खुद के 54 एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं. ये सब
Wow.
इसलिए क्योंकि एक कॉलेज बनाने में कई रेगुलेशंस फॉलो करनी पड़ती हैं, स्पेशली जमीन लेना. और हमारे देश में सबसे आसान किसके लिए जमीन लेना? पॉलिटिशियंस. कई नॉन टेक्निकल कोर्सेज जैसे BA कोर्सेज में इंटर्नशिप भी कंपलसरी नहीं है, तो स्टूडेंट्स को कोई प्रैक्टिकल स्किल्स ही नहीं मिलते. जॉब मार्केट में क्या ही हालत होगी. तो इंडिया में मोस्ट स्टूडेंट्स के पास दो ही ऑप्शन है, या तो आप टूर्नामेंट जीत लो या फिर आप ऐसे कॉलेज में जाने का रिस्क लो जहां आपको कुछ सिखाया नहीं जाएगा. जॉब लेनी है तो आपको अपने दम पर ही लेनी पड़ेगी, कॉलेज नहीं मदद करने वाला. इसी वजह से कई लोग बाहर जाते हैं. मास्टर्स यूनियन इसी चीज को चेंज करने
University of Liverpool and University of Bristol as well. Yeah, I think they see quite a lot of people coming to the UK for masters, but if they're able to open these universities in India, I think they'll be able to attract a lot more students within India, and probably they will be able to make a lot more money there. But if they can keep the similar kind of practical based education in India as well, that would be great. So we'll see.
की कोशिश कर
So
रहे हैं.
this is all
पिछले
part of
महीने में उनके 5
sponsorship, I
अंडरग्रेड
think, so
स्टूडेंट
I'm
से
going
मिला,
to skip
पर
this part.
मास्टर्स यूनियन के कृष्णा की फीस अच्छी बढ़ोतरी होती है. अब मुझे पता है कि आप में से कई लोग इंडियंस अपने देश में ही माइग्रेट करते हैं. बेसिकली कितना पैसा मिलेगा? मोस्ट लोग बाहर पढ़ना चाहते हैं ताकि उनको स्कॉलरशिप अवेलेबल है. अब आते हैं अपने वीडियो पर वापस. पर हमें ये भी पता है कि हमारे देश में लोग बस एजुकेशन के पीछे नहीं भाग रहे, बल्कि वो रिटर्न्स टू एजुकेशन देख रहे हैं. बेसिकली कितना पैसा मिलेगा? मोस्ट लोग बाहर पढ़ना चाहते हैं ताकि उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले ज्यादा पैसा कमाने की. वर्ल्ड बैंक की एक रिपोर्ट ने दिखाया कि जब इंडियंस अपने देश में ही माइग्रेट करते हैं काम के लिए, तो उनकी इनकम में 40% बढ़ोतरी होती है.
And yes, that is true, because if you're working in, let's say, Kolkata, if you're earning, let's say, 20,000 per month, and if you move to Bangalore and do the similar kind of things, you will be making, let's say, 40,000. That's 100% increase, and I think it's a very good increase. But in general, you should be able to expect something around 30,000 per month. So it certainly works when you move from state to state within India, but I think the jump is quite high when you move from India to abroad.
और जब वो देश के बाहर जाते हैं तो उनकी इनकम में 120%
Yeah,
बढ़ोतरी
exactly.
होती है. अब मुझे पता है कि आप में से कई लोग कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग के बारे में आर्गुमेंट करेंगे, तो उसको हम बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. कई लोग ये
Yeah, true. Cost of living is quite a lot in the UK and elsewhere as compared to India. So that is something which you should definitely consider, and not just look at the hike that you're getting in your salary.
ये भी कहते हैं कि हम बस इनकम के लिए बाहर नहीं जा रहे, बल्कि उधर एक बेहतर प्रोफेशनल वर्क एनवायरनमेंट भी मिल रहा है. जैसे जब
That is true. Because work-life balance is definitely a lot better here in the UK as compared to what we have in India. They expect you to work after your working hours and then on weekends as well. And if you say no, that will directly impact your performance and things like that. So that's not good. But in the UK, at least, I can't comment on other countries, but in the UK, the work-life balance is definitely good. Yes, there are days where you have to probably work a little bit more to get few things done. Sometimes the workload is quite a lot, but it's not the everyday thing. It's not the normal. So yeah, that is again very, very important. Yeah, hopefully they don't change the way they teach and coming to India like Domino's taste, which I don't complain at all. Yeah, true. I agree. I hope they don't change the course curriculum and the way they teach. I hope they keep it the way they have right now. Is it true, Pal, that the household income of UK houses hasn't increased since? Yes, that is true. The income hasn't really increased much in past decade or so. So that's a true statement, Atharv.
जब मैंने एक डेंटिस्ट से बात करी तो उन्होंने कहा कि इंडिया में पेशेंट्स ओरल हाइजीन ही नहीं जानते। उनको डेली ऐसे पेशेंट्स देखने पड़ते हैं जिनके दांत डेली देखकर कई बार उनको घिन आती है। फिर जब वो अमेरिका में डेंटिस्ट्री प्रैक्टिस करती हैं, उनके पेशेंट्स बेसिक ओरल हाइजीन भी जानते हैं और उनको बेहतर पैसे भी मिलते हैं।
I personally do not agree to this particular point. So if you are a dentist, that is your job, and to educate your patients like how to keep better oral hygiene rather than just complaining about it. And also, I was about to say something. Oh, yeah. So in India, people use these tobaccos and stuff, which makes things a lot more worse. But talking to some of the people here as well, they don't use, I think, tobacco much, but because of the things they consume, their oral health is not the greatest as well. So I think it's a false statement that they don't have to treat worse people in other countries than what they have in India. Tobacco definitely makes things a lot more worse for Indian patients, but I think as a dentist, it should be your duty to educate your patients how to keep better oral health and how to avoid those tobacco. I mean, even patients know that tobacco is bad for their health, but they still use it. So they should suggest them some different alternatives and things like that, so that those patients don't make those kind of mistakes. So Roshan, at this point in your life, would you prefer to settle down in the UK or India? Consider everything. I will comment on this once we reach the end of this video, and if I forget to comment on your uh, your message, Ayush, please do repost it. Uh, I will definitely come back to your point.
अमेरिका जैसे देशों के समाज में कैपिटलिज्म इतना गहरा है कि कई कंपनीज में उसको ही रिवॉर्ड दिया जाता है जो मेहनत करता है, चाहे वो लगता अलग हो, जैसे सत्या नडेला हो गए या फिर सुंदर पिचाई।
इंडिया में आपसे एक्सपेक्टेड है आप ओवर टाइम करोगे, ओवर टाइम एज इन लाइक 9 to 5 के 5 के बाद भी बैठोगे, रात को भी कॉल आ सकती है और वीकेंड पे भी कॉल आ सकती है आपकी। यूएस में ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है।
अब सबका एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा नहीं।
Exactly what I was saying. So they expect you to work overtime, and then you still might not get rewarded well enough for the extra time that you are putting in. You know, like in India, if we consider certain factors, as you said, of tobacco, but just last 15 days ago, I heard that certain parts in the UK, a Gujarati community stays in that area. They ate pan and sprayed the area, and the news specifically said Gujarati community. Um, funny thing is that I watched one video this morning from Carl Rock. I think he's a travel vlogger, and he visited Leicester, and here he was going through that area, and I don't think I saw anything like that in his video, but there was a post just saying that do not do these kind of things. So yeah, I mean, I agree that there is a lack of civic sense in a lot of people coming from India, but I think that's why we're talking about education here, is that you need to improve education, and that should help people know what to do and what not to do. And it's not like these things are something which needs to be taught in schools. These things are just common sense, and I fail to understand why they can't think this way. But I think if we help them, because one thing that I can think of is that they are just covered with people like them, and when they see those things around them, they feel like it's just normal to do something like that. But um, again, I think with education, these things can still be improved. So people who even educated, they litter everywhere. Why, man, it's so disgusting, bro. I definitely agree to your point, Athar. It is disgusting, and sometimes I feel embarrassed to see those things, but it is what it is. And I think if you see something like that around you happening, regardless of being in India or outside, and if somebody from India doing something, you should call out those people, and you should always try to talk to them and make them understand that this is bad, you should not do those things. Because I personally tried to do those things when I was in India and people used to throw wrappers outside the bus and stuff. I used to ask them and tell them, why are you doing this? And then the first response they used to give was like, everyone is doing like this, so if I do it, how is gonna make any difference? And if I don't do it, it's not gonna change anything. So I used to tell them that it needs to start somewhere. So if you stop doing and then you tell other people that don't do something like this, then only it will improve. If we keep thinking like other people are doing this bad thing, I should also do it, it's not gonna change. That's not how things will improve. So yeah, I think all we can do is just try to talk to those people and educate them and tell them what's wrong and what's right. My friend in Optum, which is a part of Fortune 500, there were times he used to work till 5 a.m., but to be fair, it was decent work to reward ratio. Yeah, exactly. If you are putting in extra time and if you are getting rewarded for that, it's fine. And it's not like it's a normal thing to do. So you're doing that same thing every day. It doesn't happen that way. But in India, it's not the case. You will be doing the same thing in the same way, working extra hours, but you won't get rewarded for that.
नहीं रहा होगा, पर अगर आप आईलो की रिसर्च को भी देखोगे तो पूरे दुनिया में इंडियन 6th मोस्ट हार्ड वर्किंग थे, जहां हर हफ्ते एक इंडियन 48 आवर्स काम कर रहा था। जबकि इंडिया में प्रोफेशनल एनवायरनमेंट कई बार टॉक्सिक हो सकता है और इंडिया में एम्प्लॉयज के पास इतने लीगल ऑप्शंस नहीं होते। कई स्टूडेंट्स के लिए इंडिया में करियर बनाना भी बहुत मुश्किल है, स्पेशली पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स। लोगों को सालों तक वेट करना पड़ता है एक पेपर पब्लिश करने के लिए।
This is very funny because if you have done PhD, you have definitely gone through a rigorous academic training and things like that. You probably are very well versed in research and things like that, but then you're still struggling to uh, find a job, be it in university or in R&D department of any company. This is just so shocking that you have achieved such high level of education and still not able to find something. And he mentioned that specifically for PhD students. So why would anyone go for PhD?
जैसे सौविक राय, जो एक पीएचडी स्कॉलर हैं आईआईएससीआर कोलकाता से, उन्होंने कहा कि लोगों ने 2 साल तक वेट किया अपना पेपर पब्लिश करवाने के लिए और कई मेहनती स्टूडेंट्स को एक ऐसे एनवायरनमेंट में कम्पीट करना पड़ता है जहां चीटिंग बहुत ही कॉमन है। कुछ हजार रुपए के लिए मधुमिता, जो वेस्ट बंगाल में एक महिला है, वो आपके लिए कोई भी रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश करवा देंगी एक जर्नल में। व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक और टेलीग्राम जैसे सोशल मीडिया चैनल्स में तो आपको रेडीमेड रिसर्च पेपर्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तीसरा कारण होता है क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ।
And I agree to this point as well, because when I was working on my bachelor's final year project, in my batch, if not everyone, I can say at least 80% people, they just bought the project. And the thing is, initially, even I thought, why to put so much effort? And I have already worked on so many projects. I have some practical skills. I will, if I just get this project from some third party vendor and submit it, I will have more time to work on my personal projects. But then I saw some of the projects that some of my batchmates got. They are like, the quality of the project was so pathetic, and I was like, I can make this kind of project in like a day or two. Why should I spend like 20-30,000 Indian rupees on those kind of projects? So we decided to work on our own project, and it was a very good decision that we worked on our own project. We learned so many different things, and it was a very good learning experience. And the kind of project that we made, it was the second best project, second best project in our batch, out of, I don't know, 50-60 odd projects, I think. So yeah, these things happen so much. And just imagine if someone is just buying a project and just submitting those things, it just doesn't give them any practical skills or knowledge. So yeah, I mean, these things happen quite a lot. Anyways, bro, like now I am working as a AI ML engineer and also trying to move to big data, so can be called as AI ML and big data engineer status. So is it good, bro, before MS? To answer your question, yes, in short, yes, it is definitely a good thing to do, because when you will move to an industry, you will always be working with big data. You will not find like just data set in an Excel file or something. So if you know how to handle big data, it is definitely going to make your life a lot more easier, especially when you're working on an AI ML model and things like that. Hello, one. Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
ये एक सब्जेक्टिव टर्म है जिसमें हम कई चीज़ों की बातें कर सकते हैं, जैसे एयर पोल्यूशन। यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ शिकागो की रिसर्च के हिसाब से अगर आप दिल्ली में रहते हो तो ऑन एवरेज आपकी लाइफ 12 साल तक कम होगी। ये नंबर एक एवरेज इंडियन के लिए 5 साल है। मैं वापस
And yeah, this is crazy because when I travel to India and when I travel from the UK to Delhi, and as soon as I get out of the plane, I could literally smell the petrol and fuel burning and those kind of things. So I can see the difference. Well, I can smell the difference. Well, see as well, because it's just so much foggy and smoke in the air. It's just very polluted. And I think the AQI there is air quality index in Delhi is always around well above 200, I think. But here, most often than not, it's around 15 to 16, and lower is a better number. So you can see that the quality of air is definitely good, and in general, the quality of life is a lot better. So there are a lot of other factors that you need to consider when you are moving abroad. Roshan, even in my final year mechanical, I made a ATV car, and like we did a lot of hard work, like 20 students and other just paid and hashed the heck. Yeah, it's just like, but not abroad, because they really have practical knowledge rather than India. We are like paper engineers, bro. Yeah, true. I mean, I never suggest anyone to just go and buy projects and things like that. It's just pathetic. You need to work on projects on your own and learn things and gain some practical skills. And that is where a lot of the people or graduates in India are lacking practical skills. They don't learn uh, anything really. They just cram everything and write some exams, and once they're done, they're like, I'm not able to find any job. Obviously, because you don't have any practical skills. What else do you expect?
बस रिपीट करता हूँ, ऑन एवरेज एक इंडियन की 5 साल तक जिंदगी कम हो रही है एयर पोल्यूशन की वजह से। दूसरे लोगों के लिए क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ मैटर करता है कि उनके पास कितना फ्रीडम है जहां भी जाने का और कुछ भी पहनने का।
Every time I hit a bottleneck, I build a new AI employee to crush it. I used to say that I had one AI employee.
कई और लोगों के लिए नॉइज पोल्यूशन और कितनी साफ सफाई है उनके इलाके में वो मैटर करता है।
जो सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस था वो तो रहेगा कि पॉपुलेशन से जितना इधर भीड़ और ट्रैफिक है उधर उतना नहीं है। मुझे पर्सनली पीसफुल एनवायरनमेंट पसंद है मेरे को।
कई और लोगों के लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो सकता है।
When it comes to the basic infrastructure, let's say roads or water or electricity, they're all on point. Over here in Europe, there is no such thing called power cuts that we face so often in India.
Quality of life.
And yeah, I agree to all these points, the quality of life, and when it comes to quality of life, like transportation and things like that, yes, things are expensive, but it is worth paying that kind of expenses for the quality of life that you are getting.
एक ऐसी चीज है जो बहुत ही सब्जेक्टिव है। कोई चीज हो सकती है जो आपको एकदम लो वैल्यू लगे पर किसी के लिए बहुत जरूरी हो, जैसे चलना। इंडिया में फुटपाथ पर चलना कई शहरों में बहुत मुश्किल है। या तो वो फुटपाथ टूटा होगा, या उधर कोई ठेला होगा, उधर कोई स्ट्रीट डॉग्स होंगे, या फिर एक गाड़ी से एक्सीडेंट भी हो सकते हैं। बाहर
Yeah, these things are absolutely true. Because when I was in Bangalore is generally a very good place in terms of the development and all these footpaths and stuff. But then even then there used to be some cases like a cyclist or a motorbike is they will just go on to footpath and they will drive. But I used to like to walk. I still like to walk, and my friends used to say that if we have to go from uh, India to Mars, Roshan will be like, let's walk. So yeah, I had that kind of reputation. And here also, if I want to just walk to a city center, I can walk without any issues, and it's very enjoyable to do those things. But in India, it can be very difficult at some point. Like crossing a road is just nightmare. You will have to wait to cross the road. There will be just so much traffic, and nobody's gonna give you any way. So you'll have to wait there until you can find a spot, or just close your eyes and put your hand like that and start walking, and pray to God that no one hits you.
और कई देशों में ऐसा नहीं है। तो जो लोग ऐसी चीजों को वैल्यू करते हैं वो बोलेंगे कि बाहर जाना उनके लिए वर्थ इट है। और आखिरी चीज है समाज में स्टेटस। इस स्टेटस थ्योरी को टेस्ट करने के लिए सबसे अच्छी मार्केट है मैरिज मार्केट। पंजाब में फॉरेन जाने की फैसिनेशन इतनी ज्यादा है कि 19 साल की लड़कियों की शादी हो रही है 40 साल के लड़कों से। क्यों?
Wow, that's
क्योंकि
crazy.
40 साल के लड़के के पास पैसा है और 19 साल की लड़की के पास इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग स्किल्स हैं, जिससे उसका आइल्स का टेस्ट पास हो गया और उसको एक स्टूडेंट वीजा मिल जाएगा बाहर जाने का। स्टूडेंट वीजा के साथ साथ उसको एक स्पाउस का वीजा भी मिल जाएगा, जिससे वो अपने 40 साल के पति को बाहर लेकर जा सकती है। ऐसी शादियों की डील हो रही है अभी पंजाब में, जहाँ किसी के पास
This is new to me. I didn't know about this. But I have seen quite a lot of historical kind of videos where they explain why there is so much uh, Punjabi population in Canada, and there they have talked about these things. I didn't know that these things happen still.
पास पैसा है और किसी के पास इंग्लिश के स्किल्स, तो हो जाता है रिश्ता। इसकी वजह से रिवर्स डाउरी हो रही है उधर। तेलंगाना में भी फॉरेन एजुकेशन यूज करी जाती है दहेज को नेगोशिएट करने के लिए। अगर लड़का फॉरेन एजुकेटेड है तो दहेज की डिमांड बढ़ जाती है, अगर लड़की फॉरेन एजुकेटेड है तो दहेज की डिमांड कम हो जाती है।
Why is there dowry still, bro? I mean, if a guy is taking a dowry, it just feels like he doesn't have any self-respect, and he doesn't think that he can do things on his own.
तो क्या सबके सपने साकार हो गए फॉरेन जाकर? नहीं। पहली बात है कि अभी कई फॉरेन कंट्रीज में उनकी इकोनॉमी इतना ग्रो नहीं कर रही, जिसकी वजह से एक जॉब मिलना इतना आसान नहीं है। सैयदा जैदी 2021 में डेट्रॉयट
And yeah, I agree to this point that the economy is just not doing good anywhere. Everyone is trying to cut costs there, and because of which there aren't enough jobs in the market. So right now the job market is very, very rough.
गई थी अपनी MS डिग्री के लिए, पर
And that's everywhere, not just in the UK, it's everywhere.
पिछले साल जुलाई वो मिली शिकागो की सड़कों में एक भुखमरी पोजीशन में।
आपका नाम भी भूल गया।
मेरा नाम मिनहाज।
न्यूज रिपोर्ट ने दिखाया वो पूरी तरह डिप्रेस्ड और लाचार थी। जब उनका वीडियो वायरल हुआ सोशल मीडिया पर, तो उनके परिवार ने मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स को रिक्वेस्ट करी और फिर शिकागो की इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट ने उनको मेडिकल अटेंशन और खाना दिया। कई इंडियन स्टूडेंट जो बाहर गए हुए हैं वो अपनी बेसिक चीजों की जरूरतों को भी कम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि उनको जॉब्स नहीं मिल रही।
Student job opportunities, because there is an influx of students which has happened quite rapidly post COVID. The student jobs have become quite scarce.
विवेक एक स्टूडेंट थे कनाडा में, जहां उन्होंने क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग सीखी, पर उसके बाद वो इंडिया वापस आ गए क्योंकि 6 महीने से ज्यादा उन्होंने जॉब ढूंढने की कोशिश करी, वो जॉब नहीं मिली, तो वो एक सुपरमार्केट में
Yeah, that is another thing. Well, for this year and probably end of last year, the number of people coming to the UK for masters has reduced quite a lot. But prior to that, I think when the video was posted, early 2024 and late 2023, a lot of people came to the UK for masters, and not just UK. I think it is happening across the world. And when there were so many people coming to the UK and elsewhere, there are just so many people trying to find a job, but then there aren't enough jobs, and then it becomes so difficult to find even part-time jobs. And when you are able to find a part-time job, you might not even get paid the minimum wage, because there are just so many people, they are ready to work on cash and receive some less money as compared to what you would get on a normal minimum wage. So that happened quite a lot recently. But like I said, in recent years like 2025 and late 2024, the number of people coming to the UK has reduced quite a lot. But then same is the case for number of jobs, so the number of people applying for one job is still the same what it was a couple of years back.
काम करने लग गए, पर उधर की सैलरी उनके खाने के खर्चे को भी कवर नहीं कर रही थी। गोकू शांति बेंगलुरु की एक स्टूडेंट जिन्होंने मास्टर्स करी क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग में, उन्होंने कहा कि एक रेस्टोरेंट के बाहर 30 जॉब ओपनिंग्स के लिए 550 लोग लाइन में खड़े हुए थे।
Wow.
कुछ स्टूडेंट्स तो एक अनपेड इंटर्नशिप भी नहीं ढूंढ पाए।
In my case, I was so unlucky that I didn't even get an unpaid internship. I literally begged everyone.
ऐसी कहानी आपको
And I would like to make 2 points here. First one was around people going back to India. So the first one, the people going back to India. From my batch, I know couple of people, or maybe more number of people, going back to India after their masters, but then after going there they were able to find a job. And I say this quite a lot, and this is the second point. I say this quite a lot, that your technical and soft skills matters quite a lot, but I think luck matters a lot as well, and we completely ignore that. And a lot of people say that you make your own luck, and yeah, that is true. If you won't work hard, your luck is not gonna get you everything. But even if you work like extremely hard, your luck has to play some part there. And I have seen some of the people here with less skills, they were able to find something, but then people with more skills, they were not able to find a job. And sometimes when we receive CVs, I see some of the CVs that we received were shortlisted for candidates who were not really that good, but then there were other candidates with a really good skill set. Their CVs were not shortlisted. So here you can't really do much about it. All you can do is apply for a job, improve your CV, and even if your CV is good, it needs to get shortlisted. So there I think luck definitely plays a role, and then not just there are a lot of other factors as well. So this girl mentioned that she was unlucky. A lot of people will be like, you might not have good skills, you are saying that you're saying that your luck was bad, and you are just blaming your luck for that. I think she has a point. You need to have certain level of luck to be able to get what you want. Bro, I think so. As a software part, like I would say that make your LinkedIn bank big hell amount of projects, and yeah, I guess then yeah. Yes, luck does matter a lot. I think Veritasium, yeah, video on a topic, really good. Yeah, I highly recommend that video as well. I'll try to find that video by the end of our live Q, and I will share the link. I highly recommend checking out that video. He talked about luck in that video and how important it can be.
रूरल इंडिया में भी मिल जाएंगी। जैसे चारू के हस्बैंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया गए थे 40 लाख रुपए खर्च करके, जिसमें से 14 लाख तो उन्होंने एक एजेंट को दिए थे, पर अब वो वापस आ गए अपने गांव में क्योंकि उधर नौकरी।
And never give your money to agents, and never trust agents saying that give us this much money, we'll get you visa, we'll get you job, and blah blah blah. Never do that. Yeah, it's always a bad decision to give money to agents.
नौकरी नहीं मिली। ये सब हो रहा है क्योंकि कोविड के बाद एक इकोनॉमिक स्लोडाउन हुआ है इन सभी देशों में। कंपनीज का कहना है कि क्योंकि अभी ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी इतना अच्छा नहीं कर रही है, इसलिए उनके प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज की इतनी भारी डिमांड नहीं है। जब रेवेन्यू नहीं बढ़ रहा तो प्रॉफिट की बचत करने के लिए उनको अपनी कॉस्ट कम करनी पड़ेगी, और इस कॉस्ट को कम करने का एक अच्छा तरीका है लोगों को फायर करना और नए लोगों को हायर ना करना। ये कहानी बस छोटी स्टार्टअप्स की नहीं है बल्कि बड़ी कंपनीज की भी है। जैसे गूगल ने कई लोगों को फायर किया मल्टीपल टीम्स में से। यही कहानी डिस्कॉर्ड, सिटी, अमेजॉन, ट्विच, नाइकी, यूपीएस और पेपैल की है। कई स्टार्टअप्स की भी ऐसी हालत है। 2021 के दौरान फेड यानी कि जो अमेरिका का सेंट्रल बैंक है, उन्होंने इंटरेस्ट रेट्स मानो 0% के करीब रखी थी। जब 0% के करीब है इंटरेस्ट रेट, इसका मतलब है कि एक लोन लेना मानो मुफ्त है। इस
Yeah, and also in the UK, I think for home loans especially, the interest rates were almost equal to zero for almost a decade, and that's the reason I thought why they're, well, not just that reason, there are other reasons as well, but that is one reason why the salaries haven't increased much, because people were getting loan for free. Essentially, they can just take money out of bank, but they don't have to pay any interest rate on that. So it has been like that. And after COVID, they did the same thing, not in the UK but in US, and companies hired just so many people that it was uneconomical for them to keep them going. That's why they fired so many people, and then now that the economy is bad again, they are just not hiring anymore.
वजह से मानो कंपनीज के लिए पैसा पेड़ों पर उग रहा था। जब पैसा इतना सस्ता हो जाता है तो कई कंपनीज ओवर हायर कर लेती हैं। ऐसा ही हुआ है कई फॉरेन कंपनीज के साथ। आज इंटरेस्ट रेट 0% के करीब नहीं बल्कि 5.5% है, और पैसा अब इतना सस्ता नहीं है। इसलिए कई स्टार्टअप्स फायरिंग कर रही हैं ताकि जो पैसा उनके पास अभी है वो लंबे टाइम तक चलता रहे। कई कंपनीज को मार्केट से भी पॉजिटिव सिग्नल आ रहा है। जब वो अपने एम्प्लॉयज को फायर करती हैं तो उनका स्टॉक प्राइस बढ़ जाता है। इसके अलावा अपनी कंपनी में फायरिंग करना ज्यादा आसान हो जाता है जब दूसरी कंपनी भी ये कर रही होती है।
Google, Amazon, and Meta sent emails telling them.
I mean, bro, this guy has an MBA from Stanford. I don't know about more that much, so I don't know his background. So if you're saying he has a degree, MBA degree from Stanford, then yeah, I'll probably try to find it on LinkedIn. I haven't seen his account before.
They no longer have their jobs. The company says it will cut more than one.
But in general, his videos are really good, so that's why I feel like I can trust the kind of research that he has done. But then also I have some experience of living and studying abroad, so I can validate some of the things on my own, and I agree to most of the points that he is making in this video.
180 jobs, another round of layoffs.
इसलिए बहती गंगा में हर कंपनी अपने हाथ धो रही है। इसलिए जेफरी फेफर जो एक स्टैनफोर्ड के प्रोफेसर हैं, वो इस चीज को कॉपी कैट बिहेवियर कहते हैं। अगर हर कंपनी फायर कर रही है तो मैं क्यों ना करूं। अब ये एग्जांपल्स मैंने आपको अमेरिकन इकोनॉमी के बारे में दिए, पर जो अमेरिका में हो रहा है वही कनाडा और यूके में भी हो रहा है। अब जहाँ वेस्टर्न देशों
But one thing I would like to mention here is that in US it's a lot easier to hire and fire people. So if today CEO wakes up and is like, now we are not making enough money and we need to save some money, we need to do some cost cutting, he can just fire people. But there are a lot more employee protection rules and regulations are there in Europe. So it's not that easy to just fire people whenever they want in the UK. Having said that, it's not like they don't fire people in the UK. So quite recently there were some layoffs, like 20 odd people were fired in the company where I work here in the UK.
की इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ रुकी हुई है, इंडिया को बुलाया जा रहा है फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग मेजर इकोनॉमी दुनिया की। अमेरिका जैसे देशों में ये और प्रॉब्लम है कि जॉब मार्केट ही खराब नहीं है बल्कि उधर इन्फ्लेशन भी हाई है।
60% of workers say their income has not been enough to keep up with inflation.
इस वजह से ही कई इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स उधर बेसिक चीजों में भी अपना पैसा बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अब कुछ हफ्तों से चाहे इन्फ्लेशन कम हो रही हो, पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उधर कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग अच्छी हो गई है। बे एरिया और न्यूयॉर्क जैसे इलाकों में हाई सैलरीज चाहे मिले, पर रेंटल प्राइसेस 1 बेडरूम के लिए भी $2,000 से $5,000 हो सकता है हर महीने के लिए।
Yeah, and I agree to this one because people living in London, they just pay extreme amount of rent for the same property um, that I'm living in, let's say. And here if I'm paying 500 to 600 pounds per month as a rent, they will be paying at least 1000 to 1500 pounds per month. So it's extremely expensive in London. And if you have a job in London, you would need at least 70% more pay in London as compared to what you would need in other part of the UK. So it's that expensive.
फिर 30 से 40% स्टेट और नेशनल टैक्स के बाद लोगों के पास बचता क्या है सेविंग्स में?
अल्टीमेटली आपने क्या बचाया? 2500 से लेकर $3000 तक ही बचा है। बेसिकली सुनते हो ना कि इसको इतना पैकेज मिला है या फिर इतना है।
उतना इंप्रेस होने की जरूरत नहीं है उससे।
Man, when will this end? Yeah, I mean, it's almost done. I think I will just let it go till here or something here because he made some good points there as well. But this is all. I mean,
आधी सैलरी में भी इससे बेटर लाइफस्टाइल जी सकते हैं if you are in a more affordable place.
इसी वजह से कई स्टूडेंट्स को पार्ट टाइम जॉब करनी पड़ती है अपने एक्सपेंसेस कवर करने के लिए। कई स्टूडेंट्स को जॉब मार्केट में घुसने के बाद पता चलता है कि जो उनको डिग्री मिली अपने कॉलेज की उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है। जैसे यूनाइटेड किंगडम में प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऋषि सुनक ने भी कहा कि कई यूके की यूनिवर्सिटीज बेकार सी डिग्रीज दे रही हैं।
yeah, this is what I wanted to cover. So there are some of the universities. If you're going for STEM related courses, it's fine, but there are a lot of universities where they give you, I'm not going to name the course or the university here, but there are some universities where agents will say, or the university will say, that this is a very good course and it has a lot of future potential and things like that. But in reality, no, they're just fooling you. So I would always recommend that you need to make your own mind that this is the course that you would like to do, and based on your research, yes, this is the course which will give you what you want in terms of education and your income and things like that. So I always recommend choosing your course based on your own knowledge and information rather than relying on university and agents.
People who are being let down by the current system. They're being taken advantage of with low quality courses that don't lead to a job that it makes it worth it.
तृप्ति महेश्वरी जो इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए यूके में एक जॉब सर्च पोर्टल चलाती हैं, वो कहते हैं कि यूके की यूनिवर्सिटीज कई सपने बेचती हैं इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स को एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी के बारे में, पर इनमें
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about. So in general, yeah, this is something which I wanted to share with you guys. A really good video, definitely like, and seems like I haven't subscribed, so I'm gonna subscribe as well. So really good video, and I think when you're making a decision to study abroad, you should definitely do your research and just don't trust the universities and agents, and don't just be like, this university is saying that I should take this course, so I should just take this course because it has future potential. You need to know what you are going to study and what will be the outcome at the end. So definitely go and check out that video if you want to watch it in full. Very good video. Bro, not this. I mean this inflation, real life issue, bro. Inflation is definitely an issue, and things have become quite expensive. So when I came to the UK 3 years back or 4 years back, I think, yeah, almost 4 years now, when I used to buy 6 pint of milk or 3.3 liters of milk, it used to cost me 1.8 pounds, and now it is 2.3 pounds. So yes, of course, it's like 4 years time, but in recent times the inflation has reduced quite a lot, but in first couple of years the price went from 1.8 to 2.1, something like that. So yeah, it has become quite expensive. When will it end, bro? What are you specifically talking about, Adhar? If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. um, I I can still take a few more questions if you have any, or if you don't have any questions, then I think we are almost over 1 hour now, so I can probably see you next Saturday. So this issue, man, should we really come abroad or not? Again, that's the thing. So as Mohak mentioned, like so many things in his video, that there are different things for different people. If you want good quality of life and decent pay, good work-life balance, then yes, it is worth studying abroad and then eventually trying to find a job. But doing masters is not going to guarantee you a job, so you'll have to do a lot more things than just a course. Like MS in AI can be considered safe, right? Nothing can be considered safe, or nothing can be considered too risky, but AI in general has a lot of potential, because a lot of companies, um, they're investing quite heavily in the world of AI. So I would say yes, it is safer than other occupations, but saying that it is very safe and bulletproof and things like that, nothing is absolutely safe. So yeah, if that makes sense, yeah. So moving big data with AI ML will be good, right? Yes, definitely. It's a good thing to do. Yeah, right now you're an ML engineer, so if you pick up some big data skills, that will definitely make you more overall all-rounder, if you want to call it that way. So it definitely helps. So what role will I be able to work, bro? Similar roles like AI engineer, ML engineer, data scientist, big data engineer, data analyst, those kind of things. So how much can the salary be in the UK after this? So I'll give all the ranges from freshers to experience with 5 years, something like that. So if you're a fresher, absolute beginner, then the salary for AI ML engineer or data scientist ranges from £25,000 to 35,000 pounds, depending on where you are located. In Northeast, the salaries are a little bit less, but if you move a little bit south, I think you'll have more salary, but then the living expense is also quite high. If you have, let's say, 2 to 3 years of experience, your salary can range from 30 to 40,000 pounds, and then if you have experience over that, then your salary can be above 40,000 pound, and then there is no limit really, because you can earn as much as you can depending on how much the company is willing to pay and in which company you're working. Do data scientists use regex all the time? I personally use regex all the time because I work with textual data quite a lot, so I use regex quite a lot. What's your monthly expenses, bro? I think overall I spent around £1,000 on expenses, and that includes rent, electricity bill, council tax, water bill, internet, and also food, I think, because recently there was an increase in council tax and water bill, so I may have to recalculate. But yeah, in general, it's like 1,000 to 1,200 pounds, something like that. I'm just recalculating very quickly. Yeah, 1,200 pounds monthly. All right. We are well over 1 hour now. I need to go and get haircut as well. So not sure if I will be going today or probably on Monday, but I would like to get it done today. So yeah, I will see you next Saturday, Athar. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for joining. If you liked the stream or found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next Saturday, 12 p.m. UK time. Have a great weekend. Happy learning. Bye.